Hello students, I am Sanjana Kavatagi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, AITM Belgavi. Let us continue with the video lectures on storage area networks. In this video, we shall study local replication from module number 3, Backup and Archive. Let us see some of the introduction part for the local replication. In today's business environment, it is imperative for an organization to protect mission critical data and minimize the risk of business disruption. So if a local outage or a disaster occurs, fast data restore and restart is essential to ensure the business continuity. That is BC. So replication is one of the ways to ensure business continuity. It is the process to create an exact copy or replica, you can say, exact copy of the data or replica of the data. So these replica copies are used for restore and restart operations if the data loss occurs. So these replicas can also be assigned to other hosts to perform various business operations such as backup, reporting and testing. This replication can also be classified into two major categories. One is local replication and the other one is remote replication. So local replication refers to replicating data within the same array of the data center or replicating data within the same data center. Okay, you can say it is same array or same data center. Both mean local replication. So what is remote replication? This remote replication refers to replicating data at a remote site. Replication of data maintained at a remote site is remote replication. Local replication is replicating the data within the same array of disk, or it may be also within the same data center. That is called as local replication. So in this video series, we shall study about various local replication technologies along with restore and restart considerations. Now we know what is local replication. We shall study some of the replication terminologies. Okay, so the common terms that are used to represent various entities and operations in a replication environment are as follows. One is source, next is target, point in time and continuous replica, and the last one is recoverability and restartability. Let us see one by one. First is the source. A host accessing the production data from one or more LUNs on the storage array is called as a production host. So a host is nothing but a source is nothing but a host accessing the production data from one or more LUNs on the storage array, that is called as production host, and these LUNs are known as source LUNs, or you can say these are nothing but the devices or volumes. These are also called as production LUNs or simply the source. Okay, so basically a source is nothing but it is a host that is accessing the production data from one or more LUNs on the storage array. Okay, that is called as production host, and these LUNs are known as the source LUNs, or you can also call it as production LUNs or simply the source. All mean one and the same. The next term we have is target. It is a LUN or LUNs on which the production data is replicated. That is called as the target LUN or simply the target, or you can simply call it as a replica. Okay, so it is basically a LUN on which the production data is replicated. Okay, so it is termed as target LUN or simply the target, or you can also just call it as a replica. The next term we have is point in time, that is represented as PIT, and continuous replica. So the replicas can be either a PIT or point in time or a continuous copy. So PIT or point in time replica, it is an identical image of the source at some specific timestamp. Okay, so that is why it is called as point in time. For example, if a replica of a file system is created at 4 p.m. on Monday, this replica is the Monday 4 p.m. PIT copy, or you can say point in time copy. Okay, that means the data will be taken or replicated at 4 p.m. on Monday. So this copy will represent the data only that was there till 4 p.m. on Monday. Okay, or you can also call it as a Monday 4 p.m. point in time copy. Okay, so this is about point in time copy. So on the other hand, continuous replica is in sync with the production data at all the times. So as and when the production data changes or it gets updated or it gets added up, a continuous replica will be created at all the times. Okay, that is why it is called as in sync with the production data. Next term is recoverability and restartability. Recoverability enables restoration of data from the replicas to the source if data loss or corruption occurs. Okay, so recoverability is what it is. It enables the restoration of data from the replicas to the source if there is any loss or corruption in the data that is occurring. Okay, so this is a recoverability. It is restartability. It enables restarting of the business operations using the replicas. So that is nothing but restartability. It is restarting the business operations with the help of the replicas. Okay, so the replica must be consistent with the source so that it is usable for both recovery as well as restart operations. Okay, so always the data must be consistent, that the data that we have replicated should be consistent with the source so that it can be used directly for some of the operations like recovery and restart operations. So this is about some basic terms about replication terminology. We have studied some basic terminologies about replication. Now let us see what are the uses of these local replicas one by one. Okay, so one or more local replicas of the source data may be created for various purposes like alternative source for backup, fast recovery, as a decision support activity like reporting and data warehousing. It can also be used for testing, used as testing platform. It can also be used for data migration. Let us study one by one in detail. So the first use is alternative source for backup. So under normal backup operations, data is read from the production volumes, that is LUNs, and returned to the backup device. This is normal backup process. So this places an additional burden on the production infrastructure because production LUNs are simultaneously involved in production operation and also serving data for backup operations. So it is like overhead on the production infrastructure itself. Okay, so the local replica, what it does, it contains an exact point in time copy of the source data, and therefore that can be used as a source to perform backup operations. So this elevates the backup IO workload on the production volumes. So another benefit of this local replica is for backup, that is it reduces the backup window to 0. Okay, that is one additional benefit to the backups. Okay, so it is going to reduce the backup window to 0. Next is fast recovery. If data loss or data corruption occurs on the source, a local replica might be used to recover the lost or corrupted data. If a complete failure of the source occurs, some replication solutions enable a replica to be used to restore data onto a different set of source devices, or production can be started to the replica. Okay, in both the cases this method provides a faster recovery and minimal RTO compared to the traditional recovery from tape backups. So in many instances, business operations can be started using the source device before the data is completely copied from the replica. So the next use is decision support activities like reporting and data warehousing. So running the reports using data on the replica, it greatly reduces the IO burden placed on the production device. So local replicas are also used for data warehousing applications. The data warehouse application may be populated by the data on the replica, and thus it avoids the impact on the production environment. Okay. So next we have is testing platform. Local replicas are also used for testing new applications or new upgrades that are being done to the systems. For example, an organization may use the replica to test the production application upgrade. If the test is successful, the upgrade may be implemented on the production environment. It is like instead of using the exact live data, you can use the replica of that and you can perform any test or upgradations. Okay. If that becomes successful, then you can use that test or any testing any new feature or testing any upgradation of the software on the production data or live data. Okay. If it fails, then it's not recommended to implement on the production data. Okay. The last use is data migration. So another use for a local replica is the data migration. Data migrations are performed for various reasons, such as migrating from a smaller capacity LUN to one of the larger capacity for newer versions of the applications. Okay, so that is one more use of the local replicas. Let us continue further topics in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.